It's day 21 of designing a Pokopia Cloud Island in 30 days. Today, we are going to be in a whole new town, but I found Colossal over here while I was on my way there, so I thought I would get them all introduced to our whole setup here. And this means we have their entire line now, which is awesome. We're going to be moving them into the foundry at some point. So what I'm going to do right now, though, is, I was going to show you where we're building today, but hold on, I forgot. I also did have all of these buildings get finished from yesterday, so we're going to have this building unveiled real quick. We're going to be coming back to this area to kind of make a bunch of changes, just little details, but as you have seen throughout this entire series, I tend to start things, and then I move on very quickly to the next thing, only to come back to the previous thing at a future date. We're probably going to be doing one of those maintenance days here soon, but another prefab building is up, and now I'd say this town structurally is pretty much good to go. We got that house over there done now. I'll show you where we're actually building today, and you get to see the new line in action, the new rail line, which we spent a whole bunch of time yesterday getting set up, ready to go, and we have its stopping point now. We're going to need to make a train station for it over here, and we're going to be building a whole bunch of stuff over here. So this is it. This is what we're actually interested in today. Already we have a new Pokemon rustling up these flowers. Let's see who it is. It is Zorark, I think, or how do you, Zora, I don't know. Listen, you can roast me in the comments. It's fine. It's definitely good that we are inviting some new Pokemon here, because we're going to need to stuff a lot of Pokemon into different houses. I'm hoping to get some water types. We got a, oh wow, there's another Pokemon back there too. There we go, Spinarak. We're getting a lot of like the Pokemon that typically you would associate with nighttime spawning right now. I don't know if that's because they were trying to spawn while it was nighttime and I never introduced myself to them, or they would just spawn during the day and it doesn't matter. Mikuta? I've never known how to say this Pokemon's name either, and I've been roasted for it by live chat in the past. But a good collection of Pokemon here already. That means building our prefabs we're going to build today should be pretty easy. I have a habitat or two down here as well, and yes, it is ready to spawn another Pokemon. Hopefully a water type. Let's see. Oh, it's Gloom. Okay, cool. Not quite a water type, but doesn't also like not fit the vibe over here. Awesome. All right, so we are going to start with some prefab block buildings. Not quite the prefabs we've been used to, right? It's just some buildings made from blocks that if we wanted to, we could tear down if we didn't like, or we could edit them if we don't like them. And we're going to do all three of these. We're going to do the Stylish Cafe Kit, the Concert Stage Kit, and the Log Cabin Kit. The Log Cabin Kit doesn't quite fit in this area. It actually would go better in the mountains over there, but I think because Pokopia itself uses the log items so much for their prefab builds, it actually kind of makes sense that we try the log cabin and then maybe edit it just to see if we can get like a roof that kind of matches the vibes here a little better. I want to see what this looks like though. Let's place this down like this. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. I didn't know this, but the base of this building is actually sand. So they're expecting this to go on a beach. I gotta be honest, that kind of changes things for me. Either I build it here and I change out the floor, easy to do, or I build it on the beach and I kind of embrace some beach building. Let's kind of fly over here. How big are these beaches? They're a pretty decent size. I think over in this corner of the island, they get a bit larger. Like right here, we could put the cafe and it would probably fit really well. We can get some paths down to it. Over here, we have a ton of space on the sand, and I am going to be struggling a little bit to fill out a good chunk of this area to make it feel like I'm actually using the space and not cheaping out on it. So, okay, because I don't want to build more than one of these prefab cafes, I'm actually not going to use this one. Maybe we open with the concert stage. What I'm imagining is you ride in on this train and then you feel like you're already involved in something. Like you could tell this area is happening. And so the concert stage kit just feels like a no-brainer. It takes up maybe a block or two less space. Let me kind of check it out now. Now, obviously, it is more for like the Rocky Ridges kind of biome, but we can change the grass, no problem. I still think a build like this on a beach kind of area makes a lot of sense. The only problem is it's just a little too close to our train station, so I'm going to get rid of some of these blocks here and try and move it back a little bit. And we really don't have to get rid of too much. Like if I just shove it right against that wall, that's probably more than good enough. It usually leaves some space around a building. Let's put it maybe here and just imagine it real quick. Yeah, I'd say that's a little better. It is not centered with where I was imagining the train station, but actually we can put the train station kind of wherever we want. It doesn't have to be where I already have the tracks ending. So yeah, it can be here. It can move over a little bit. Yeah, let's put it like right here, and I'll just have to do some terraforming to get it to fit, but that's not a problem. We got, ooh, look, there's another Pokemon down here. That's so like this game to cut you off mid-sentence, but Piplup, yay! Okay, nice. Some water types moving into the water type area. And this habitat has 3 more Pokemon it can spawn, so we should probably make a few more of these. I don't have houses for them quite yet, so I'm just gonna put them out here. Okay, there we go. We got a couple more of those habitats. By the time those are spawning Pokemon, I imagine we'll have a place or 2 built where we can start to get Pokemon living. But okay, cool. So next we need to get this terrain edited a little bit so we can actually fit our stage where we want it. And this is actually easier than I thought. It's just gonna need us to do that basically. And to naturalize it a little bit more, I'll just add another block here, maybe a block down here. Yeah, it seems happy with us, so let's go ahead and throw the materials in. We'll need to go back and get some glowing stone. I hopefully have some. And we'll need 7 different Pokemon to build this, including Tinkaton, and then 2 hype Pokemon, which I don't even know if I have. Let's take a quick look. Okay, we have 4 hype Pokemon. That is good. We'll just have to go collect them from somewhere else. Actually, we know where the Diglett family lives, so yeah, that's easy. All right, I'll start heading back over there now, and if we see Tinkaton along the way, we'll grab them, and yeah, we'll get some of the Pokemon over here we need, as well as some supplies. I have to go get glowing stone. It would have made so much more sense if I had built all of the train stations first and then came back to do all the towns that we're building, because the amount of walking and riding mine carts in one direction I have to do is absurd. I could have saved myself so much hassle if I had just made the entire circuit first. Fortunately, I have tons of glowing stones, so we'll take a stack with us. Tinkaton is right here by their pile of garbage, so we'll grab them and start heading over to the train station. And we'll head over here to Cabin Land and grab our Digletts. I haven't named any of these places, I'm realizing, which is kind of a crime. These should all have really unique, fun names, so we all know what to call them, and I haven't put in any of that work. But our Digletts live in this cabin over here. Pincer has some lumber for us, so that's good. That means our community bin should be working, I think. Let's go ahead and have you come with us. And does that mean it's empty? Let's see. Oh my gosh. They cleaned up they turned all of those logs into lumber already? Wow, did these get a buff? Okay, listen, I've been using the community bins for a while. Maybe I've been paying attention to them since the last update, or maybe I just got lucky. But usually, you put some stuff in there, or the gatherers put some stuff in there, and you'll get Pokemon running up to you and saying, hey, I got that lumber for you. But you won't have the community bin full of the thing that they're supposed to be making. It's so rare. And I'm shocked. All I did was put 1 stack of logs in there. I'm genuinely shocked. See how much more efficient it is to build with the train in place? Like, getting a whole party of Pokemon with us to build a big project is so easy now. I love it. Okay, all of you, come over here and start getting ready to build. And then we just got to grab 3 more Pokemon, which we've been spawning some over here, so that's easy. Okay, the stage will be done in 1 hour. In the meantime, you'll probably be assuming that I'm going to build the train station, but not quite yet. I need a break from building train stations. I'm probably still going to build this today, but my brain isn't quite there yet. I want to make sure that all of this land is kind of prepped for what we want to do. This hill looks very unnatural, so I'm going to get rid of it. And given that our train station is up a block, and our stage is going to be up a block, I assume I'm going to fill this whole area in, at least maybe up to about here or so. Yeah, we'll probably end up raising a lot of this terrain up. So in the meantime, while we wait for the stage to get built so we can decide finally, or get our final decision on that, let me just raise up this part at least. And my goal today, my big goal today, is to get a town kind of laid out. I will be honest with you and tell you that I've been very intimidated about today. Ever since I saw that this was the next biome coming up, I'm intimidated. For me, the styles that I've incorporated are a lot, right? I have the biome over there, the biome over there, and the biome over there, and each one kind of has its own unique kind of theme going on, and I still don't exactly know what I want to do for this area. The only thing I can kind of maybe get behind is the idea of like a beach resort, So I have a few ideas in that vein, but resort puts a lot of pressure like on me. When you imagine a resort, you imagine a lot of luxury. It's something that I don't think I'm capable of doing. Oh, I love Azrael. So the idea is we're gonna build paths everywhere. To do that, I do need to know the dimensions of the train station, so I'm gonna copy the dimensions of this train station up here. And I'm gonna try not to use logs, because I use logs for this train station already, and I like the way they look up here. I have said dimensions. I'm probably just gonna mark them with dirt, and then we'll kind of know where the rest of the paths should go. Those grass pillars represent the corners of our train station, the different support beams we'll be using, and the train station does line up perfectly with the stage. It is both two even numbered structures, right? And that means we can make a little path slash like intersection right here. Unfortunately, we have a lot of lumber at our disposal because I want to make my paths out of wood in this area. I'm getting those vibes, right? Like boardwalks and stuff like that. So I think we just go full wooden paths everywhere. And I think the hardwood flooring might be a really good option. Yeah, I don't see another option with all the different woods and stuff that I like just out of the box. You can paint them, but yeah, let's make like 150 of these and let's start paths. So these paths will be kind of wide because we are working in an even numbered kind of environment, and I do love a wide path. And so we'll have this path go up to the entrance of the stage, which will stop about right here for now. And I was wondering if I should wait until the stage is done so I can see exactly how far away this path is going to be. If I want to put like the intersecting path at the dead center of this, I don't think I do. I think I'm actually going to leave some extra room between the stage and this path, and that way we can put a couple like cool little items here, maybe like some fountains or something, right? And I'm going to have the path actually go back here, and I have to decide if I want this to be 3 tiles wide or 4 tiles wide. I'll be honest, I'm kind of feeling 4 tiles because if we use the path borders, which I assume we will, I want to put them on the road this time, unlike the cabin village where we kind of put them on the outsides. I want to put them on the inside. And that's because it makes it easier to place streetlights and stuff next to the paths. So I'll make them wider, and that way we don't lose any kind of like space. So we can place those streetlights nice and close to the paths. And now the question becomes, well, where are these paths going to go? What are we building to? I would say both of them need to go kind of like this way for a bit and then up this way. And the reason is obviously because of the train track. The train track is going to be continuing down this path for a while. Maybe it goes back to the beach for a bit. I don't know. Maybe it goes up and there's a bridge. Maybe it goes down into a tunnel. But for a little bit, it's going to be going this way, and I don't want this path or any buildings to interfere with that. Now, because there's more space over here than there is over here when it comes to this biome, I'm going to just kind of focus on this side today. That path over there will probably just go to 1, maybe 2 points of interest. But for now, let's just focus our efforts on this direction. First up is this area over here where I'm kind of having a rough time trying to terraform it. I'm not going to make the entire thing super flat or anything like that. However, I'm trying to fill this in right here, and then I'm going to let the terrain, for the most part, try to do its thing. And I'm going to try to work around it. But for these areas that just kind of like lie low for a second and then pop right back up, I don't know. It just feels like it just makes sense to fill it in, even though I don't have a ton of grass at my disposal to do that. We'll get more as I keep making paths. So the path comes out to about here, and we're going to have it maybe stop right here. So notice how right here, it lies low for like a while, right? I think the path will step down somewhere over here and go in this direction. But we're also going to have the path continue in this direction, go up to right here where we are going to put a house. And I think it'd be kind of nice to have a house right in this spot with this nice little pond area just sitting in the back. Ooh, what's that? I'm wondering if I already have all of these recipes because I think, yeah, I'm just getting Pokemetal now. So usually the gold spots in the water would give you a recipe, but the last few days I've only gotten Pokemetal. So I may be close to all the recipes, which is kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, house right here. Probably facing the path, but having this in their backyard would be kind of cool. I'll put this tree over here for now. I'm trying to collect these little palm trees and put them in different spots. But yeah, so the area where the house is going to sit probably needs to come out a little bit. Like we'll kind of flatten it like that, and then we'll have our path kind of run up to it like this. We'll throw in some stairs right here, and hopefully I can find a house that kind of fits the dimensions that'll be pleasing to the 4 wide path. We'll leave it like this for now, and that's going to be hopefully a good reminder that I gotta find a house to put there. Okay, it's also going to go this way. So we need to kind of figure out how it's going to step down. And I think the best way to do that would actually be to build this up a little bit like this. And then we'll come out this way. With these boulders, I've just been destroying them. I used to be more careful about doing that, but I do just like getting rid of them because I'm always low on stone. You know, we gotta make some kind of concession somewhere when it comes to gathering supplies. Anyway, I'm already feeling really good about these decisions we're making with this path and these houses. Like I said, I'm going for kind of resort-ish vibes, and this is starting to feel a little bit like a resort. Imagine, if you will, for a second, the train station over there is leading you to instead of a concert stage. What if this was like, and it's too late now, but what if this was like where you checked in for your vacation, and then they brought you to your little cabin or whatever, all the way over here. It's just a cool place to kind of like hang out. There's maybe a few little stalls and stuff that sell trinkets, but no big stores or anything like that. Just kind of different bits of housing all over this place. Like maybe this is too many houses already, because I'm thinking of using some of the prefabs we haven't used yet, like the little sand huts and stuff. But let's say there's a house right here. We'll fill this area in. And let's say there's another little hut up here on this little hill. Like instead of destroying it or whatever, we put a little hut up here and it has this amazing view of the ocean. Then the path continues this way. And right here is where it gets a bit interesting because we have all of this space to kind of work with. We get to decide where we want our cafe that we talked about, and maybe a few more houses, or who knows, maybe I do kind of like maybe I do kind of a biggish building somewhere over here. Who knows? Yeah, so the path ends like right about there. Let's say the cafe is sort of over here. Maybe it's right here. So if I put the cafe maybe right in this spot. I actually don't know if that would work, because we might be putting a hut right up here, and I'll have to do some terraforming to make this cafe fit. So I'm a little bit nervous about putting it here, actually. Well, hang on. Okay, so if we put it here, and then we planned on making like our path come down and over the water a little bit, that could look kind of cool. Let's get rid of some of the sand. The cafe's just going to put it right back anyway. We'll pick it up and we'll put it back down so we can imagine it real quick. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we could definitely work with this. So this is more room than I even thought we would get in front of the quote-unquote building, if you will. And it's great. Yeah, we get a nice luxurious little area right on the beach here, overlooking the ocean as part of your resort stay. So we'll get the group that's building right now on this next after they finish the stage. And we just get to worry about how this path is going to work. We'll have it stop right here for now. I'll need the cafe built before I can figure out exactly what dimensions it's going to be. But it's going to come out to here. We'll let it sit at this height, and then we're going to do the support beam thing over the water, and it's going to go this way, and then it will eventually just meet the entrance of the cafe right here. Maybe we continue it this way. Who knows? Maybe it just also continues this way and we put something right here. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And for now, that's a lot. I mean, we have a cafe, we have a stage, we have a train station, and then multiple areas where I'm planning on putting homes. So all of that free space right there, we're just going to leave it for now. Like, just let's not touch that for right now. I've already given myself so much to design for, so I just need to be aware of how much work I'm kind of laying out here. Oh yeah, not to mention that I also plan on taking this path and having it go to something in this direction too. I want to start placing down the houses and stuff, but before I do, let me start to just imagine where the train track is going to go in all of this. I'm trying not to utilize tunnels too much because building them is kind of a pain, and I wouldn't mind the train being visible. It's not a big deal to me, right? But I also don't want it crossing the road too many times. I think if the train's going to cross the road, it's fine, but I'm trying to make it cross the road no more than once. In this particular instance, I do worry that the best move for the train, though, just considering how I've laid out these paths, and I'm committed to them, I really like where they are, I'm worried the train needs to go underneath everything. We have it dip down from here, and we have it literally just go here. Like, it just, we make a tunnel, and it just goes underneath all of this stuff until it gets to its final train station. Let's just imagine we do that and it goes this way for a while, right? We have some terraforming to do, obviously. It's going to go underneath here. And oh, look at this. Remember this area where I said, oh, this could be like a cool spot to put, I don't know, a legendary Pokemon or something? Well, it would cut through here, and I don't like that. It was Pokemetal again, by the way. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting any more recipes from the shimmering spots. Now, of course, I can have the train go underneath that cool little spot that I have, as long as it goes deep underground. And we can do that. There's no reason we can't do that. We probably need to do some math to figure out just how deep it's gonna be, because it has to go underneath that area, and then it would also probably, if we're gonna make it go underground the rest of the way, it needs to go under this too, which is just 1 or 2 layers of water, not a huge deal. And then at some point it has to turn left, so it can go this way. And then the final train station, I'm thinking, is going to be on this side of the city over here. Right now it's just littered with habitats, but either it's going to be kind of right here where these habitats are, or we're actually going to have it go over here and selfishly land outside my house, which there is nothing here right now. This would be a really good plot to set up a train station, and it would line up really well with the train station over there too. Ooh, not well enough. I'd probably have to make it turn out. It would have to go over here and then meet that train track. I don't know. There's, or remember this area that I said was gonna be a park? Maybe this is our train station right here. Anyway, if we do that, that's quite a long stretch of track, like a huge stretch of track, and a lot of stuff happening in between. That is not of much interest, right? We should probably, just to cut down on ride time, make the train station somewhere over here. And that would be pretty good too, because that means if we put the train station here, it lines up with this biome too, which we still have yet to even start to plan for. So let's think about this again. So train station here, and then you get an entrance to this new biome, and it's a short walk away from that train station over there, but it could end up coming in, let's say the train kind of comes in from this direction, right? It stops there. You know, you can come on and off. And then it continues going this way. Those are train noises. And then it can go underneath this path, maybe? Gosh, another underground bit. It can go underneath all of this behind the Pokemon Center until it pops up. It has to go under all these paths too. And then it has to pop up and connect to the track right here, which would be an engineering feat for sure, because we need to like keep the staircase we have here, go underneath the Pokemon Center, and it has to like pop up here without being too ugly looking. But I do like that better. I feel like it's kind of silly to have it go all the way out there, only to connect all the way to there. You know what I mean? It is more efficient. It makes more sense for the train to be here. And it gives this area, this side of the city, something really cool too. It gives it a whole train station. I think that would look really awesome. Okay, but anyway, the point of this exercise was to figure out where the next train station was going to be so that I could figure out exactly where I wanted this big tunnel to go without too many twists and turns. So it would appear that the best spot for this train station is probably right over here across from this big plot. This is an even numbered plot, and we have our even numbered train stations. And so the train station would be right in this spot, facing the city this way. That means the tunnel would pop out right over here, or maybe it could pop out of this little hill here. I don't know. This hill may not survive. I have no idea. Maybe it could go through this. This would be kind of cool to bust out these 9 blocks here and have the tunnel come out and just be at ground level already and just stop. Those are train noises. So it'll stop there, right out of this. Ooh, okay, that could be kind of... Okay, I think I see the vision. I'm going... You know what? I think that looks so cool that I'm actually going to commit to this. I'm going to start terraforming for this train track. I'm going to just do this. And imagine if I leave the tunnel like that. That would look really cool, right? Okay, so we've come out over here. I'm going to need to make this 1 tile wider. Of course, this will be a standard 3x3 tunnel, so everything now is hollowed out. And now that we've made those decisions, it's kind of easy to figure out exactly where all of the other stuff is going to go in terms of tunnels and things like that. So see how the land kind of dips down right here? I think this is like a natural spot to have the tunnel kind of emerge. So you won't see any train track here. I'm going to leave all this alone. It's going to be underground. And then right about here, it's going to come up, right where the land is disturbed and the biome starts to change. It'll come up and it'll be right here. Boom. This is where the train track is. Look, visualize it with me. Okay, this is happening. Yep, it comes in just like this, right there. And it does continue, but there's our train station that we'll need to actually build in our city. Yep. Perfect. All right, we do actually need a lot more cobblestone, which means once again I am running out of actual stone. But, you know, we'll figure that out. And we have to figure out the hard part still, exactly how this tunnel is all going to connect, how deep is it going to go, so on and so forth. So this really low-lying area is just 2 blocks before we get to the same level as our new train station, right? So it stays 2 blocks all the way over here. And then it kind of goes up 2 to 3 blocks depending on where you're at. Ugh. And of course, it lines up perfectly with this pond, this really low-lying pond. Okay, that does complicate things. So we got to do some math. I've been trying to avoid it. There's no avoiding it. We have to clear this pond underground. So, or we could build a bridge over it, but I don't want to do that. It's just too nice. And in case I ever want to build something over here, I just don't want a big bridge over this thing. So we'll have to center up properly. I think this is kind of the same block center with our new tunnel, but it'll be right here. And we need to figure out how many blocks down to go. So from the level that our train track is currently on, right? It's right here at the moment. How many down? 6 blocks before the bottom level of the water. If we go down 9 blocks from this level right here, we'll be golden. 9 blocks. That should be more than enough to make sure we don't flood the tunnel. That 9th block has to be like the ceiling though. We have to go a little bit deeper than 9. Okay, this pillar right here represents where our train track is lined up. So this is perfectly aligned with our tunnel over there. Ooh, we have another Pokemon spawning, but I'm doing math right now. I can't really focus on that. Okay, this pillar right here continues to represent the center of that new tunnel. Let's go see who's over here. Yay, it's Meryl. And funny enough, this is really interesting. Right here is the same exact level as the tunnel we made over there, which means if I were to build a train track represented by this cobblestone straight from here to that tunnel, I wouldn't have to go up or down. I've done the math and it should be perfectly level. It's easier to see if I get rid of these 2 blocks here, and they're not really doing much in terms of aesthetics. So let's get rid of a few of these. And yeah, you can just kind of see I've put these 2 pillars again at the same level as our tunnel over there. So yeah, if I really wanted to build this straight across, I could. All right, well, this is easy. Now we just have to decide how deep to go, and I think I'm gonna go 12. That'll leave room, like some headroom for an actual tunnel without the water spilling in, hopefully. And I think the way to do it would be just to dig straight down 12 blocks, and then we build our staircase up to the train track or the train station here. So this kind of means the train station is going to be here, and then the track is very quickly going to dip straight into the ground. Oh yeah, very quickly. So this is about kind of what it looks like. I didn't dig a very good tunnel, but I got the staircase down to the level we need it. And this isn't necessarily what I had in mind for today's project. It's just important that we kind of figure all this stuff out. So we have the dimensions now. All we need to do at this point is to maybe dig ourselves another pit 12 tiles down, but near our tunnel where we're going to emerge. And then it's just a matter of going into like Raveler form and just digging out the entire thing. So remembering that this is the level that our train track is on over there, I have to dig down 10 tiles because this would already be 2 tiles down. Ooh, our concert stage is done. All right, we'll go check that out in a second. I think I'll do our digging right about here. And that means we'll start kind of climbing. So I'll dig down to that like 10th layer, and then we'll start digging the staircase up towards the tunnel. Yeah, almost perfect. So, okay, all of the hard work is done now. We have our tunnel perfectly set up. I'm out of points again. And yeah, this thing is ready for a big overhaul now once the time comes. That could be as soon as tomorrow, or maybe we decide to do it in a few days from now. But I'm really, really happy that I figured out where the train is going to go. But okay, with our concert stage done, we can start working on the cafe next. And it is complete. It looks good. Of course, I will change out the grass underneath. But yeah, this is cool. We could definitely throw some electricity up here to light it up. And once we do, I think this becomes a habitat as well. We won't be needing these stairs anymore, that's for sure. Oh, but before I forget, let's let's gather everybody up and start getting them working on the next building. For this one to work, we need 2 electric types, and I certainly am wishing that I had my train fully working now to get our electric types over here nice and easy. I'm housing a lot of them in our big ugly office building, so let's see. Anybody at the vending machine? No. Pichu and Pikachu can probably run fast enough, I hope. So we will summon both of them to their offices and have them go on a little field trip. It's gonna be quite a long walk, but it's gonna be worth it. Actually, we kind of made it easy with this tunnel now. There's less terrain to have to traverse for the 2 of them, so that's nice. They don't walk very fast, in case you were wondering. Right here's the part I'm a little unsure about, because there's just water and stuff. I think we'll need to go around. We'll go around this way, path of least resistance. Oh my gosh, we should have just focused on finishing the train tracks today. We have Pikachu, but where's Pichu? I think Pichu's good and lost. What happened? Oh, there we go. All right. Really hoping the other prefabs I'm going to do don't require electricity. Okay, another hour on this, but I mean, I feel like I've been recording for a while. It's just that we've gotten a lot of plans laid out, so it feels like a ton of stuff has been done, even though we've done like a moderate amount of stuff. Anyway, the last prefab I grabbed for today was this log cabin. And I did want to see, this is a little bit larger than I thought, I did want to see if there was a good spot for it, because it just feels like the type of building that would work really well in this environment. Oh, I can't, okay, I wanted to imagine it here. This might be the kind of building we make this path go to, so maybe we have it continue around the stage over here, and we have it just go next to this hill, like so somewhere in this region here. I terraformed a little bit. Let's just take a look at it and see kind of what the vibe is. And yeah, as promised, it's a log cabin, all right. I don't think this is the best spot for it. I honestly don't think it's the right kind of building for this area in general. It is probably something I should save for up there, because I'm gonna want some more houses up there, I think. I don't know. Let's just put a pin in this for now. Now let's just focus on a couple things that are nice and easy. First, let's finish the path to our new stage. So it's gonna look like this, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and just do that. And boom, you'll be at the concert venue. Then I'm going to go ahead and replace the grass like this. We're gonna use this dirt around the perimeter and in here as well. And unfortunately I've run out. So, or did I run out? Ah, no, okay, we have a little bit left. So yeah, we're gonna use that in here, under the actual like stage seating area. We're gonna get rid of the tufts of red grass, and boom, that's it. So we've converted this now to a beach stage rather than a mountain stage. And we will be terraforming all of this so that there's grass around it at the same level as the stage. Kind of like that. Looks pretty good. We have a little bit more we need to add, but we'll get more. And yeah, you'll pop off the train. You'll be greeted by the stage. We'll put some stuff around it. We'll make it really inviting. And I'm going to head back to town real quick, or to the city, and grab a few more prefab buildings. Specifically, I'm interested in sand cottages and sand houses. I usually back down on these types of prefab buildings because I don't know, for whatever reason, these little houses I've not been able to make work. But I'm going to make them work this time. And these should be the last like prefab kind of houses I build for a while. In terms of, I'm talking about the prefab houses that are actual houses with a loading screen and everything. I don't know how many more prefab block buildings I'm going to do either. It's been a while since I built my own thing, so I kind of need to do something in that regard. And I have an idea or two. But just to make things simple and kind of fill this place out really quick, yeah, we're going to do some prefab sand castle houses. What were they called? Whatever they're called, we're doing those. So like I said, the little hut could go maybe up here, and I am thinking I need to take shave one level off this hill, because I kind of need it to fit up here. Let's say we put it right here. It's an odd number build anyway, so we'll have to have the path kind of do something funky to introduce it. But yeah, we'll kind of have it right there. Or alternatively, we can actually put it maybe right here, facing the ocean. Actually, hold on. What if our path came up to about right here? It stops. Maybe there's some kind of little bench or something there. And our new house sits kind of on top of the path a little bit, kind of like this. Yeah, the doorstep right on top of the path like that. Yes. Is our new building we're putting in right now going to block the view of the ocean, though? I assume not fully. I mean, this is going to get a bit taller, sure, but I think you'll just be kind of seeing like the top of it and then the ocean. It's not a bad view, all right? This is a premium spot. And these do, for some reason, take electric types to build as well, so we got to make sure the Pikachu family doesn't get too far away from this one. But we'll be putting this one here, and then I was thinking a house over here, remember, kind of by the stage? So this was like one of the first plots that I kind of designated, and this isn't a bad spot at all. I know the path is not even with it, but that's okay. We can afford to maybe put it a couple tiles back and do a little bit of terraforming, so I go in right there. Now let's come back here and do some terrain editing. We'll do this. We'll throw a grass block right on top right there. We can throw one right here. We can replace this one like that. And we're simply just out of stone, but otherwise we have everything we need to build this one. I'm definitely thinking right over here, or perhaps right here, some kind of stalls, a place to shop. We're so close to like the stage and stuff, it makes sense to have some kind of booth to buy merch or food or something. So we'll be putting some shopping right here, and that'll fill out this corner really well, I think. Next, I wanted to stick another one of these houses somewhere over here. And if I imagine it real quick, it should be, you know, yeah, kind of off the path like that. So we'll have the road kind of just barely come up into it and meet it. And I think side by side with the other large house, this will look good. I'm going to try to replace the sand with grass. I just kind of ran out of blocks and did whatever I could just to kind of get the terraforming going. But yeah, I'm going to definitely try my best to make this look a little bit different underneath the build. But yeah, cool. They're not perfectly aligned with each other either. So yeah, side by side like that, when you zoom out, that'll look pretty good. And as an unexpected spot for a house, I kind of feel like this would work too. If I just put this right here, again, just right on top of the path like that, facing the road. I don't know. Maybe it's a little too cluttered. Like we're going to be putting little, you know, path borders on this thing and stuff. That might look a little weird. Everything else is kind of off on its own. So yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. But I do like the idea of all of the little prefab beach shacks or whatever you want to call these things. I like them all kind of being near each other. You know, that kind of feels good. It's cluttering up the area in a really good way, I feel like. And I do wonder where I could make excuses to have more of them. Like, for example, what if I put 2 of them right there? In the middle of them, we could put like a beach chair or 2 and an umbrella. Or, ooh, no, we could put a little path going down to the beach itself with some of the little umbrellas and stuff. So what we would do, let's say we have those 2 houses there. Our big path would come out like this, right? And then it would eventually create a smaller path. So, okay, hear me out. What would happen is a path that's 3 tiles wide would cut across like this. Ignore that big hole right there. It would stop, I guess it would have to stop somewhere about here because this is where the tunnel is for the train. And our 2 huts would be sitting kind of on top of this path. So there'd be one here, there would be one here, and then there'd be a path that's 3 tiles wide that goes down to the beach. Just for like these 2 would have their own private little beach hangout kind of area, right? And in the middle, where this grass bit is, we can put like shrubs and stuff. It would just be like another area to decorate. And I think it would add a little bit of you know, visual interest to have the path kind of like looping around like that. I started out today really intimidated, but right now I'm feeling really, really good about the plans we've laid out. Tomorrow, we will continue, probably with a big train track, maybe with building out some more of those houses, hopefully a little bit of decorating. So I'll see you there. That video is on screen now if it's ready, so check it out.